Hey guys, happy Friday. So I want to make a video. This may be a little off subject, but it goes hand in hand with business. This week, um, my body made me sit down and rest. I've been going, and I'm one of those people like, I'll sleep when I die, right? I got stuff to do. I got goals to meet. I got clients to service. And so I just go, right? I hardly get any sleep. I'm up to 1, 2, 3, sometimes 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm in bed and then I have early meetings or whatnot. But this week, um, I was taught a very valuable lesson, right? I know that I've talked about self care before, and I do indulge in self care, right? I have a therapist, I like my massages, go and get manicures and pedicures, right? Just my little time to myself. But something I don't do that I need to do more is just rest, have rest days. And as an entrepreneur or business owner, you have to take time out to rest. And I'll tell you guys a little story that I just experienced this week that landed me in the emergency room. So it can help somebody else. Um, so as I said, I'm always busy, always working. I am a workaholic, unfortunately. And I love what I do. And so for me, it doesn't really feel like work. So I just go. And I try to fit all these different things in. Well, last week I decided to do a detox and so it was about 5 days I was into the detox and I wasn't hydrating enough. Still taking meetings with my team, with clients. And I had a session with a new trainer. It was like we were just doing a consultation. Needless to say, I didn't prepare rest wise. I didn't get enough sleep. I didn't eat. He told me to eat 2 hours before the session. The session was at 10. So I couldn't even make it through the whole session, the whole consultation. But I came home, head was kind of hurting. It was like, okay, let me just sit back and work on my laptop. All day I was on my laptop. So from maybe about 11:30 until maybe 11 at night, I was just working on my laptop or the phone. Guys, at some point, like my eyes started hurting. Had like this little nagging headache. But once I found what made me put my computer down was my eyes started hurting. So the headache started to kind of intensify. My eyes started hurting. And I was like, okay, let me get off this laptop. Shut it. I put it down. And immediately I felt like the room was spinning. So I was like, oh shit. Like put my head back on my couch and I'm like, oh my God, like what the hell is going on? So I was like, I just need to rest. Okay. I just need to go get in my bed and go to sleep and rest. Well, I couldn't get up. When I tried to move my head again, the room was spinning and the headache, which at some point like turned into one of my old migraines. I haven't had a migraine in years, but I did used to suffer from migraines. And so I tried to move my head to get up and I could not move. Like I was in tears. And I am not even a person that cries. I am not even a person that really like cries. So I'm sitting there, and at this point, like Phil's sitting next to me, and I was like, I don't feel good. And I was like, I just need to get in the bed. I just need to get in the bed and lay down. And so he's like, what's wrong? And I'm telling him. And so I try to get up again. I'm like, can you help me? And so at this point, he like, I can move my legs. So I inch my legs off the couch. And I'm like, pull my arms, just yank me up or something. I tried to move my head again, and it was like intense pain. it was just intense pain. Like the room is spinning, my head is killing me at this point, like even having my eyes open was hurting. So I was like, no, I can't move. And so I'm like, what? Telling myself, like, what the hell is going on? So not only am I in pain, the room is spinning, then I'm getting anxious. Like, what is going on? Long story short, I couldn't stand and feel like we had to call an ambulance. And I'm an ER nurse. And I'm like, I would sit at home and try to put band-aids and do whatever and take care of myself before I end up in anybody's ER, because I feel like the crews, the medics and the like the paramedics and the nurses and the doctors, they got enough people and enough, you know, other things to deal with that are more severe than to deal with me and my migraine. Even though I felt terrible, like I was like, I do not want to go to the hospital. I do not want, like, don't call an ambulance, because he mentioned it before. And I'm like, do not, like, just help me get up. I'm going to get in the bed. I just need to rest. But I couldn't stand up. Like I couldn't even move my head. And so in the midst of all of that, he ended up calling the ambulance and they came really quickly. And again, like I'm feeling horrible, like I just need to get in the bed. At this point, like I had like a wet towel over my eyes because now it's just hurting even for me to have my eyes open. End up in the back of an ambulance on the way to the hospital, and I'm just like apologizing because I felt horrible. But I'm like, I couldn't stand. Like I literally, they tried to help me stand. I almost fell. Like, and I'm just sitting there like, you need to rest. You're not hydrating enough. You're not resting enough. And I ended up like spending the night in the emergency department. So yeah. In the I will say the nurses and the staff were pretty good. When I go, yes, I'm a nurse, but that's not what I lead with. Because people, like I'm just in the midst of not feeling well. But the staff, everybody was wonderful. They were really amazing. They didn't have any beds, so I ended up in the waiting room. But I was seen enough to get some medications while I was waiting. And the medications was, like a bag of fluids and some other things. But that helped me to feel better within a few hours. But I was just like, Danielle, like, how? How did you end up here? So, y'all, don't be like me. Listen to your body, rest. And it's crazy because all day I had was like telling myself, you need to rest. You need to go back to sleep. You didn't like you did. I knew I didn't get enough rest and I had that headache. And I was like, you need to go back to sleep. You need to go back to sleep. You need to take a nap. But I was like, I got work to do. Telling myself, like just ignoring what I know I needed to do. But God set me down. God was like, you gonna listen. So literally all day yesterday, I was resting. Phil took my phone. I wasn't working and I was just resting. Even now, I'm still like feel tired. But it goes to say, like, listen to your body. Your body will tell you exactly what you need to do, exactly what you should be doing. But rest. On this journey, don't forget to take time for yourself and to take care of yourself and to just rest. So that is what I'm going to be doing until we actually go. And we're going to we're headed to Jacksonville and within the next week or so to set up some clients. So I'm so excited to be headed back to Jacksonville. But I need to get myself together so I can be some good down there in Jacksonville. So that is the takeaway for today. Rest, rest, rest. Listen to your body. Rest. Because if you don't do it on a voluntary basis, it might be involuntary like me. I was just like, I cannot believe. I felt horrible. I still feel like, oh my God, I've never been in the back of nobody's ambulance going to somebody's ER. Rest. Rest, rest, rest. I'm supposed to be talking to you guys about like all the winter updates from Airbnb. Um, I may do another video, but just some of the highlights that I can remember. Airbnb's insurance has changed from $1 million policy to now a $3 million, which is really good. Which means like if you get a guest from their platform and they damage something in your home, steal or like totally rob your house, they have increased their insurance from $1 million policy to now it's a $3 million policy, which is amazing. The identity verification is supposed to be better now. And they are screening guests for like parties, like they are kind of cracking down on people that could potentially be having parties. So they're coming last minute, they're local, like all of these things to cut down on parties. And that just happened with someone that was trying to reserve for the new year with us down in Texas. Like it wouldn't even let me, it would not let me accept the reservation because it said it was a high risk booking. And I was like, oh, wow. Okay. All righty. So they're kind of cracking down on that. Also, the new thing that I'm really excited about and we have to talk about is you can go like retaliatory reviews. Doesn't matter how old they are, you can get them removed now. Right. And when I say retaliatory, so say you have a guest and they steal something or break something, you have to charge them. So either they pay for it or they pay for it up front, or you have to file a claim with Airbnb, it's insurance, and they will pay for it depending on your supporting documents, right? Well, in cases like that, a guest can go and leave you a bad or negative review just because you're sticking to like, hey, you broke something, you got to pay for it. And so to retaliate against you, they'll write you a bad review. Literally just had this happen to me. Literally just had this happen. Someone stole a parking pass from me and I was like, hey, the parking pass is gone. Said, did you let somebody else in the unit? He was like, no, check your cameras. And I'm like, it was only you in the unit. The parking pass is gone. Can you bring it back? Well, I don't have it. It was only you. The parking pass is gone. So anywho, he was upset that I even approached him about it. And he's like, well, I'm going to be leaving a review about this. And I'm like, because you stole my parking pass. If you misplaced it, just say that, but parking passes don't get up and walk away. And so essentially that review, if he leaves a negative review, would be considered retaliatory because I am like holding you accountable. You lost or misplaced the parking pass, so you have to replace it. It's very simple. So I love that. That is new with Airbnb. And so that's going to be amazing. So next week I'll come and we'll talk more about it. And also, if you guys have not seen, Airbnb is partnering with apartment complexes around the US to help people find properties, right? But it's not what you think. It is not for the investors, right? It's essentially for people that want to use their place part-time to make extra money. And some of the apartment complexes are charging you fees up to 25% of your nightly rate. So before you guys get all excited, it's kind of a tease because it's not really what you're thinking, right? It's not for an investor that wants to go get 10 units. It's someone who actually is for people that want to utilize their primary residence to just make some extra cash. All of them don't even allow you to host 365 days. Some of them have limits like 120 days. Some of them have limits like 180 days. So you have to think, right? Even if it's not your primary residence and you're thinking, oh, I'm going to outsmart the system. If you're only able to host for 6 months, what are you doing for the other 6 months? right? When there are literally hundreds and thousands of apartment complexes that will allow you to run and operate your business all year round. So people are like all up in arms, like, oh my God, I can't believe Airbnb is doing this, but they're not really. They're not really. It's not really something that's beneficial for hosts. It's something that's beneficial for them and for the real estate investors, for the REITs that they have partnered with. But I'll be back next Friday and we can go more into that. I just wanted to share my crazy story that I need to get more rest. So happy Friday, guys.